I'm Matty Woods, and I've been a musician ever since I had the concept that music, was an art form, and that was probably about 3 years old. And ever since then, I've been performing.
You wanna be keep the fire burning, never let your people down. Keep the fire burning ablaze. You wanna be keeping the fire burning, never let your people down. You wanna be keeping the sacred fire ablaze.
Been living here on the south coast in Wollongong for my whole life. As you can see, it's a place of immense contrasts and endless inspiration. I'd say that the style of music now has developed to a point of like simplistic soul, funk, reggae grooves. For a little while there it was like rock. For a little while there it was like funk. Then it grew into some reggae, and then that reggae progressed into more of a world music.
Dreaming people in exile, and nobody home now.
I lead a movement or a group, and that's Ras Gong Gorilla. Ras, inspired from the name Rastafari, Ras meaning head of or the lead creator, Gong, and associating so strongly with Wollongong. Gorilla, the uprising or insurgency against the establishment. I sort of saw people playing roots, conscious reggae music and stuff, doing it in a guerrilla fashion, getting into these mainstream venues with our conscious music and talking to people about, issues and stuff that was perhaps not accepted by the mainstream, but we were getting in there guerrilla style through music, playing music and bringing these poems, these rhymes and these grooves in a guerrilla fashion. Yeah, so Ras Gong Gorilla.
I wanna be long, brown, just like an early morning with the smile on my dad, I give it out to you all with Australians also let them midnight oil. I wanna be dope, I shit around just like a Peter Garrett storm. Up on the stage, letting out all the rich with something to say about this day and age. One love to you all from the Ras Gong Brigade.
It's an EP, which is just like, an extended player, so maybe 4 or 5 songs. It's basically giving me a nice little reggae statement. People are gonna hear it and think, that's some Australian reggae.
I'm the Ras Gong Gorilla and I'm uprising the mixed sound system. I'm no stagger when I stack it up like bricks.
Down in Australia, first single that I'll be putting out. We did an awesome clip for it, just in our local area. We went down, we got our local people and neighbourhood and community involved, and that's very much like what the reggae here is all about.
Down in Australia, we don't have a lot of reggae singers, but up in Jamaica, well, we got a lot, yeah, they're number one.
The song is like down in Australia, we don't have a lot of reggae singers. We're on the rise, we're rising up.
You wanna be keeping the fire burning, never let your people down. You wanna be keeping the fire burning ablaze. Keep the fire burning, never let your people down. Keep the fire burning ablaze.
Reconciliation, it should almost have in commas at the end of it, is but only a word. There is a situation, social and political situation in Australia, which is not really ideal when it comes to how the First Nations people of Australia have been treated, mistreated, and the things that have been done to remedy that.
Aboriginal Australians were at a stone cold heart, and by their conquerors and left charred, bound by a system to keep them in the yard. No signs of no treaty, only disregard.
Reconciliation is but only a word, It's the way you walk, it's the way you talk, and the way that you react to what you've heard. They're the song lyrics, and that's the meaning of the whole song.
I want to see past your backyard, right through into your living room.
Big Old Milky Way, I wrote that in March or April 2007, and I wrote it while I was walking the streets at like midnight through the Sydney city streets, you know, and I was looking around and being influenced quite strongly by a lot of the negativity that was around me that was out in this nightlife scene. It seemed like almost every alley and corner we turned that there was somebody looking for a fight.
Why do they fill our streets with so much hostility? No, dude, fast food culture based on...
I want to get past these barriers that we see as things as differences and as points of conflict, and just get straight to the people and be in touch with the people and not be talking through, you know, fences or brick walls. Anyone in the world could get something from that song.
Yes! I'd like to acknowledge that this is traditionally Darawal country. All biggest, massive respect to the traditional owners of this beautiful, beautiful country. Rascom guerrilla revolutionizing. Come check on this rhythm with this rhythm it is in.
When I'm in a performance, I'm in a pretty, you know, I'm in like a tap into an energy source which only comes usually while I'm performing. I'm really quite strongly about being as focused and as centered as I can be when it comes to performing. About having as much fun as I can with my rhymes and focusing purely on music and not being distracted by externalities like alcohol and drugs and stuff. It's about the music, and it always has been. Why did I get into doing music at all from the beginning? And it was never for money, and it was never for any kind of material gain or anything like that. It was because it was an escape, and it was a beautiful, creative, therapeutic expression. You've sometimes just got to be in the performance, and you go deep, and you're not feeling, you're not thinking, you're not tasting or seeing. You're somewhere, and you're in a space which is just very pure and very open and free and very light.
Natural, oh, they've gone insane to treat our planet this way. Would they treat their mothers this way?
That's where you're at. That's where you got to be at to really give on that intense level of this is my musical performance and I'm trying to share it with you.
Action bring reaction, so you push, we come to shout. You keep on dishing up the shit, well we have had enough. If you don't like the effects, then well don't produce the cause, because you find this uprising from car parks to town hall.
If I'm singing and I'm giving everything I've got, I know that that music will just reverberate into the right nooks and crannies of the universe, and that's I'm happy with that.
Get up, stand up, DGM, don't give up the fight. Preach your man, don't tell me.
Where I've come to in my own personality, in my own personal journey, is that like to have the expectation and to have certain goals is all like, they're a limitation. Successful music career or something isn't a goal, like the way peace isn't a destination or happiness isn't a destination. It's completely the journey. It's exactly what you're doing with every note, with every song and every performance. That is the beauty and that is the glory and the success that an individual artist experiences on a day-to-day level.
I'm Matty Woods, it's DJ Fury, with much love. Thank you, blessings, good night.